Namaste, this is Shakti Durgaya, and I'm here at Kashi Ashram in Sebastian, Florida. I just wanted to talk a little bit today about what it feels like to go deeper on the spiritual path. There are bumps, there are roadblocks on the spiritual path. There are also moments of freedom, release, bliss, ecstasy, and yet it never quite seems the same all the time. That's the beauty of the spiritual path. As Ma Jaya, my guru, would say, it is never, ever boring. And so I was hanging out with another longtime resident at Kashi Ashram, a fellow monk, and we were just musing about the day-to-day. And of course, what came up was an observation, an awareness about the spiritual path. So I just wanted to share 3 observations, 3 awarenesses that we came up with about the spiritual path, and perhaps they resonate for you. The first awareness, as you grow on the spiritual path and start to go deeper, is that nothing quite feels comfortable. You are confronted with some part of yourself, some aspect. You address it diligently, sincerely. You work and pray and meditate and use all your tools of yoga, pranayama, and you heal and you shift. Once you shift, there is a momentary soft landing, always. And yet, because you're diligent on the path, here comes the next, and you can never quite get that groove of just settling in to comfort. And you actually don't want to do that, because sometimes settling into comfort is inviting a groove of samsara, or even just inertia, as opposed to Shakti and movement. The second awareness of growing deeper on the spiritual path is, as you grow, as you learn, as you expand, as you shift and transform, you begin to unpack, unburden karmic baggage, patterns that have kept you small or in your pain of suffering. And so the second awareness is, as you start to unpack, unburden, let go, things become a little bit more simple. Ma Jaya would always say to us, this was one of the greatest teachings I held on to, if you are not simple, how will you ever recognize God, the simple one? And so as you let go, unburden, unpack, you become more simple. And what we like to say here is, the more I grow, the less I know. And that surrender into not knowing is an act of humility. Humility is very important on the path. How will I ever learn if I constantly say the mantra, I already know? And finally, the third awareness is that as you grow deeper on the spiritual path, besides getting a little more simple, it gets a little quieter. And you'll notice that you'll tend to be attracted to, drawn to a different type of person. Perhaps because you are shifting, you're starting to draw to you people who are more spiritually minded, people who are less apt to chase the next high or excitement or distraction. You may notice you start to feel a little cranky about conversations that go nowhere. They just spin and spin and spin. And they're actually a pranic drain. These are just observations and awarenesses. And if you are experiencing any of these, just know you are going deeper. Namaste.